How you guys doing today? On the channel, we've got fellow content creator MrSneakyy on here because I'm going to test his knowledge on Age of Empires Mobile. What I thought was, why not get some skills from different heroes in the game and see if he can guess if those skills are obviously to which heroes. And afterwards, to give it a little bit more of a pizzazz, we're going to give you a bit of information on formations or if that's a good investment or even a bad investment, right? So with that, how you doing, Sig? How you doing, my dude?
Well, I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me here, Sneaky. I hope you're doing okay yourself.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I've been excited to do this. I know we've been trying to do a collab for a little while. It's just obviously time differences and obviously me being busy, you being busy, right? So it's been nice to finally get this on. And guys, if you've not checked out Sig's channel, his link will be in the description down below. So check it out. And on top of that, if you want more videos like this, like obviously with Sig or with other content creators, tell us in the comments down below because we are trying this out for the first time to see if it's something entertaining that you guys would like in the Age of Empires mobile community, right? So the way this is going to work, guys, is nice and easy. I've kind of explained it a little bit to Sig, so he's not completely blind, but I have prepared some images of these skills. I'm going to send them to Sig. So I'm going to send him the very first image, and it's up to him to guess if this skill is for what hero, right? So the first skill is going to him right now, and let's see if he's going to be able to. So on to you, Sig.
All right. After signature skill, after launching a normal attack, it deals an extra instance of might damage to the target, which has a 50% chance to become 3 instances of might damage. So I would believe that could be Mulan, right? So what we can learn from this is after launching a normal attack, so this is a secondary strike ability. First of all, we can know that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I would say that would be Mulan, I guess.
That is right, my dude. I can't believe you got that so easily. Obviously, I wanted to start off a little bit easier, and we'll try and make it a bit more difficult at the end. But you are right. That is Mulan's signature skill. So as you kind of leaned in, it is a normal attack that does a basically instances of a double attack kind of trigger. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the Mulan March? What particular heroes or future seasonal heroes that could be good with her?
Yeah, so first of all, Mulan is one of the best heroes in the game. Archers are very good overall. Mulan is, we've seen it in server 42 for 42. Mulan is very good. She counters swordsmen, obviously, and that's especially good early on because you have a lot of Miyamoto, right? And free-to-plays tend to play swordsmen as well. Now she pairs well with lots of good heroes as well. Josephine, first of all, which is one of the best free-to-play heroes you can get. She's the starting hero as well. So that's very good. And you also have Attila, which is the first wheel hero to pop with Richard. So you have a really good composition here. Like the first one you could get is Josephine and Attila with Milan, obviously. Then later on, you can have Rani as well from bundles and battle pass. And future heroes, you have Bellevue, I guess you could say in English, which will be as well a very good DPS-oriented hero, which we'll be able to get with Mulan later on.
Yeah, no, sounds amazing. And kind of a little bit of extra from like my end from obviously playing the match and understanding a little bit about it. Obviously, the Attila is really important in the match, and depending on what setup you're going to be running, his actual positioning does matter, right? Because you can have certain skill setups that's going to allow him to obviously increase all heroes' critical strike rate as well as his main signature skill, right? And some people state, you know, if you're having the Josephine, it's kind of a bit better to have the Attila at the end so you can just get everything unloaded onto the Mulan. But like you suggested with the Rani build, some people do prefer that Attila in the second slot to kind of buff up the Rani a little bit, as well as obviously follow that through onto the Mulan. So yeah, nice, man. Really good guess on the first one. So the second one should be, I wouldn't say as easy, but it should be hopefully recognizable. I've picked the first one, so hopefully a lot of you guys in who are watching this can basically play along and see if you can guess it as right. So the second one has been sent to Sig, so let's see if you can guess this one.
This one is easy. Another signature skill I see. So deals one instance of might damage to the enemy and has a chance to let the hero with the highest might, excluding caster, to cast a signature skill or an active signature skill or turn-based skill, increasing extra skill damage by 30%. So what I can tell is that this hero is 3-star because of the last line. And, it is Miyamoto.
It is 100%. So the reason I honestly picked, I think, these two heroes first, honestly, to see if you could guess it, because they are probably the most recognizable heroes in the game, and probably the ones that a lot of people have questions about. So let's talk about Miyamoto in general. Like, why is he good? And let's talk about some formations on him.
Miyamoto is one of my favorite heroes, if not my favorite, with Hannibal. Why is he so good? Well, his commander skill is very good, first of all. His signature skill is, it deals very decent damage. It has a decent activation chance. Miyamoto has very good stars, first and third star mostly. And most of all, his signature skill allows for a bounce of abilities. So he will cast his signature skill, and with his signature skill, he will help another hero cast his signature skill. So this is kind of a bounce effect.
Yeah.
And most importantly, he has excellent support to be paired with, excellent rings as well, namely Tribuana and Skyward Night Ring. Lots of swordsman heroes as well, Constantine, King Arthur, King Derek, which is free to play as well. So let's say he's a very good hero alone, but he can be paired with excellent heroes as well. So that makes him a very, very good hero overall.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, I remember even like you saying in some of your videos, because obviously I watch your content and other people's content, because that's the only way you can learn, right? From learning from each other. Is like with the Tribuana as well, right? So you can even get the Tribuana through the Advent Wheel. And like you said, with the Miyamoto, it's kind of like a knock-on effect to help her, which can then roll into her helping him. And it's just like a really amazing like match made in heaven of synergy of just bouncing between activation effects. So again, I kind of wanted to add that little extra in so everyone has a little bit of as much information as they can from here while keeping it smoothly swifted on. So this one I'm hoping might catch you off. This is going to be the third one now. Let's see if you can guess who this is.
Let's see. I think I know. Okay, so signature skill again deals might damage to the enemy troops every 9 seconds. So this is a fairly easy, not fairly easy signature skill. In the sense that it's very simple, right? Only might damage every 9 seconds. So it's a turn-based skill. I would say this has a chance to be Caesar, maybe.
You think it's Caesar? Is that what you're locking in?
Yeah, I think it is Caesar. Every 9 seconds, I think it's Caesar.
Jesus, man! I just when I thought I could catch you off guard because of it is Julius Caesar's skill, because it is such a simple skill in essence, and a lot of people probably wondering, oh, this could have been maybe like an epic hero skill, and some people could be like, yeah, it's equivalent to, on paper, it's not doing much, right? And when you look at Julius Caesar's kit, every skill is basically this skill. So he's there to hit like a truck. But I wanted to give him a little bit of a spotlight in this video as a pikeman compared to what we normally talk about, because a lot of people do want to try and figure out martial pikemen. So what's your thoughts on Julius Caesar as a hero?
Well, like you said, very good insight there. He's a very basic hero, very simple. There's not much to him. Like every star he has is like basically damage increase. His commander skill is just deal damage. Basically, there's nothing more. His customizable skills are damage as well. So he has very good customizable skills, by the way. So he's a very basic hero, but he's good at doing damage. That's basically all he does.
Yeah.
He has very interesting heroes to be paired with, namely Octavian, and Ram from the Marshall Pikemen, which is a lineup that tends to be overlooked, and understandably so, because, well, first of all, Octavian is not there yet on global servers, and Ram is kind of hard to get since he's a top 10 MGE hero exclusive.
Right.
So
that makes
it's kind of
sense.
hard to get. But it's a good lineup. It's a very good 1v1 lineup as well.
So I've got a quick question, kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say off topic, but I know a lot of people might ask this because I don't know this myself because I didn't get to play it long enough to check it out. But for the MGE heroes, right? So we have a Shocker in the season 1 that is in the top 10, right? Is he going to be available for players, for argument's sake, light spenders who could purchase the daily bundle? Because obviously we see Justin in being added in. Is someone like a Shocker going to be potentially added in later on?
So as for beta, Ashoka is still locked behind the top 10 MGE.
Okay.
So we have no way of getting him. That's why I said exclusive, because for now there's no other way to get him. But I would expect that later on, in the future, we're gonna have other MGE heroes, and they won't be able to rotate the MGE every season when you have like 4 or 5 exclusive heroes in the MGE. So I would expect the first heroes from the first Mightiest Governor events to be unlocked maybe behind some event or something later on. Maybe that's just a guess from my end.
Amazing, perfect. Because I think that's what a lot of people are wondering when they are playing this game. Like, is certain heroes going to be locked behind that event? So at least we know currently how the game's running, and maybe in the future it could be changed. So with that, let's move on swiftly to the fourth one. You absolutely free for free. If this was a show, I should be giving you the special prize behind the curtain. So here we go. Fourth skill. Guess who this one is?
Signature skill reduces your troops' damage taken every time. Every time your commander uses 3 signature skills, the next gains extra skill damage. Reduce your first commander skill damage taken after entering battle. But then again, I can say this hero is 1 star because of the last line, and I would say this is Theodora.
It is. Gee, every time I'm trying to pull these different aspects to try and catch you off guard, you know the hero, honestly, in and out. But it's Theodora, and honestly, I wanted to bring. I would call her now one of my favorite heroes in the game for that supportive role. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on her and see if it aligns how I feel about the hero too, and how people might feel about her.
Yeah, well, Theodora is so she's kind of a low spender hero. You can get her through small bundles, through battle pass, etc. She's I think she's an archer and swordsman tactician hero. She's a very good support, and she's often compared to Queen Sondok because she's often paired with Suleiman, etc. So she's a decent hero. She's not the best, but she has a very interesting kit because first of all, her damage reduction is passive, so there's no condition to it. Whenever you enter combat, the damage reduction from a signature skill is active. She has very decent customizable skills as well. So she's made to be a support. Her stars emphasize on that. Her kit emphasizes on that, and honestly, she does the job pretty well. She thanks to her signature skill, which will boost your commander's damage. She's very well paired with heroes like Suleiman and Sun Tzu. So you have basically ranking her up will be useful for many formations, even now and later on, I believe, because she's a very good support overall.
Yeah, that's where I honestly feel the exact same, because the thing is with Theodora, and I understand what you're saying with the Queen Syndiote, because they kind of do fulfill that supportive role where Theodora's more of a support where she just doesn't want you to take damage. She's key at not allowing you to take damage, while the Syndiote is trying to achieve the same thing, but it's through the debuff effect, right, of the silence, which is really interesting on the way they're achieving the same kind of goal, but in a different route. I agree with Theodora being, I think Theodora is probably one of the best, if not current best, tactician support you can have. Just because of what you stated on the fact that in infantry and in the archer lineups, you're able to actually have this hero, and she's so flexible, and she's going to be in, I think, pretty much future generations, even maybe season 3, maybe season 4, you know, all these new heroes that could come to the game. I do think she's going to be one of them go-to supports because of how powerful that reduction is in the open field. So I wanted to put a little bit of spotlight on there, and hopefully we've covered quite a lot of the different troop types so far. So let's final one, guys. And if you've been playing along, let's hopefully it hasn't been as easy for some of you, maybe the newer players in the game. But this is going to be the final one. Let's see if Sig can go for the Holy Grail and get 5 out of 5.
I thought we were missing cavalry, so just reading the first line. I think we run to it. We'll see. Signature skill increases the hero's critical strike by X%. For the first 15 seconds of battle, additional increase. The hero's critical strike rate by X% triggers once every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is Guan Yu.
Guan Yu, is that what you're locking in? Final answer?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Sig, you might as well be the master because it is Guan Yu, because it is critical strike, and I thought I could try and maybe mess some of you up, and even you, with the critical strike basis, because obviously there's a couple of heroes that run heroes critical strike, and if you don't read carefully what the buff is actually giving you, you're going to get mixed up. So I wanted to bring Guan Yu into the table and talk about him, especially for a lot of players, because people do look at Warrior Cavalry a lot. And I do think Warrior Cavalry have a good starting base. And obviously, when you get into the next season with the extra heroes, you have a really good way of going in a good direction where you know you're going to get a really powerhouse match. So I wanted to pass it over to you so you guys can actually explain that to them with the power of obviously the season 2 hero introduction.
Yep. So Warrior Cavalry, I've always kind of said that they are kind of weak early on in global because of you don't have much choice basically. Guan Yu is kind of mid. I mean, it deals damage decently, right? But that's basically all he does. And then you have heroes like Darius who are not that good, kind of egoistical hero who only buffs himself. Guan Yu is kind of the same. Then you have Attila, but at this point you'd better have Attila on your archers. So you're kind of a bit lost on what to do. And then you have season 2 with Lu Bu, which basically changes everything. Like Lu Bu is an egoistical hero as well. Like he only buffs himself, etc. He's meant to play for him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference with Guan Yu is another hero is that he's a master at that. Like his damage is unreal. Even against Pikemen, he will do decent because of the amount of damage he deals, basically. He has some very good rings as well. And so basically Guan Yu will be here to empower a hero like Lu Bu, only thanks to his critical strikes. But Lu Bu will just basically be there to say, okay, Guan Yu, you're good at dealing damage, but I'm better. So you will be there as a secondary hero to boost me, and that's basically it. But he will bring a new life to Warrior Cavalry when he comes into the game.
Great, honestly great, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to that because, like you said, the early game is weak, but like I say, it's a good foundation, right? Where you kind of have Guan, Harold, and then it's like you say, it's that third slot. There's just nothing really kind of working towards you, and then like you say, you want the Attila with the archers. And then obviously season 2 comes around, and then you go, wait a minute, Lu Bu, and I can put Lu Bu with Guan Yu. And even if you still kind of want to keep your Attila with the archers, at least you can put at least, I think, Harold there. It's going to do all right job. It's not going to be, best in the slot, but at least it's a match that you can at least have some fun with, I think, at the end of the day. And then if you do have the Attila free, guess what? You know you're going to be bumping out the damage. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This has been, basically, like I said, the very first kind of issue of this. I made it a little bit easy so everyone can kind of play along for the very first video. And I do have plans, if you guys enjoy this style of content, of doing more harder ones where we replace certain parts of the skill. And see if you can pick up, for example, what's changed in the skill, right? Or even rings, right? You guys really want to know about rings? We could do even one similar. Could he guess the ring signature skill? And is that ring good or not, right? So we could do all sorts of stuff like that to do with Age of Empires Mobile. We can have fun. We can all have learn together. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to you, Sig. Have you got any last things to say before we end the video?
Well, not really. Well, like I said, thanks for having me here. It's kind of fun to have this kind of test. Reminds me of my younger days, obviously. But yeah, definitely up to a tougher challenge. If you guys from MrSneakyy's channel like this kind of video, I'm definitely up to do more. And it's always a pleasure to have you. I mean, for you to have me, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, man. And everyone, again, if you've not checked out Sig's channel, link will be in the description down below. Again, just click on it, check all of his videos out. They're really in-depth, especially on all the type of matches you are looking for when it comes to warrior archers, cavalry, you name it. It's just literally got everything there. So if you need it, go and check it out. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed the video. So smash a like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, stay safe, guys. Stay sneaky. Peace out.